What is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 305. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Brett Murdoch. Do it again. No, mute. You're muted, bro.
This is off to a good start.
Do it again.
I'm still. I have a problem.
No, you're fine. Just do it again for the audio. Just say.
Oh, what's up, people?
Carlos Romero.
Yo, man.
Adam Vale.
What up?
And Brian Monjoma. Come on, Brian.
Damn.
Everybody's fucking up.
One of those days.
Yeah. Anyway, Brett, don't worry about it. You're going to come and find Brian's just missing in action. Hey, party people. There you go. I'm Brian now. You know? How are we doing? By the way, I'm missing my co-host. I don't know where the fuck he is. Don't know where this man went, you know?
At the club.
Maybe he is. You know, he clubbing his shit. So anyway, we're back with another one. Before we start, you guys may have noticed my fancy-ass new setup, even though it's not a new setup. Basically, I've had this Logitech camera, 920, I believe it is, for like 7 years, right? For the first time ever, it asked me if I wanted to update. I'm like, update for this shit? You know, so it had like a slew of like different things, a bunch of streaming things going on there. I just try to replicate my old look, but now it looks like a lot cooler, you know? Manny,
now, what is it, next gen, Tony?
Yeah, next gen, you know? Now I'm actually at 1080p now. Before I used to be at 480p. It was really weird.
What?
What's up? Yeah, again, yeah, I had to be at 480 because that was the only way I could invert the image. Because like, you guys in the panel, you're seeing a reverse of me, but the guys that are watching us now, they're actually seeing me correct. You know, it's a weird thing I have to do because of Discord or whatever. But now I could actually be HD. You know, unfortunately, because now I could, if I wanted to, I could actually put my name down there, right? Like Ramudeth or whatever. But since my image is actually reversed, the name would be reversed, so it wouldn't really work too well. You know, but it's kind of crazy that Logitech just updated their shit. You know. Before we start, a couple things. I want to give a big shout out to Torrance Davis and the Hip Hop Gamer who joined us last week for episode 304. Talking more about the remastering engine. We kind of got an answer out of Hip Hop eventually. You know, he claims it's still coming. So make of that what you will. You know, he claims his source is on the money. You know, so if what happened?
He said there's going to be another conference before the next gen comes out.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, if this doesn't come true, I'm not blaming Hip Hop Gamer. I'm blaming the source, maybe for hoodwinking them. I don't know. But, you know, that's how it is with sources. A lot of people think like, oh, you're wrong. You're fucked up. No, your source fucked up, you know. But you still reported on it. But, you know, it is what it is, man. And, of course, Carlos, it's like 2 weeks, right? October 22nd. Is that 2 weeks from now?
October 22nd is 2 weeks to the dot.
Okay. So what's up, Adam?
I just because you were like, oh, the 920 Logitech. I'm like, I never bothered. I was like, wait, I think that sounds familiar. I just had to look up on Amazon because I don't remember. Yeah, I have the C920.
That's what I have, the C920.
So there's an update for it?
Yes.
All right,
so Adam, you're gonna have to redo your whole lighting shit now after you do it. You know. Yeah, the C920 is the camera that people have been using for like a decade now. You know.
I guess so. I've had it since I started doing this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, contest. So we got a contest going on. We're giving away a free next-gen console, Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 to a lucky winner. If you go over to our Twitter at Throwdown Show, you're going to see our pinned tweet has a question. You just reply to the question, and you're going to be in the running for the contest. So, and as usual, we're going to pick somebody at random and announce them. Episode 307 at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, October 22nd. And we'll get your console as soon as I get it. I both of them pre-ordered. Hopefully there won't be any slip-ups, you know what I'm saying? So you'll get them hopefully on the 12th or probably after the 12th of November, you know? So
yeah, even
we'll see about that.
Some places we pre-ordered, like the Xbox says the shipping date is the 12th.
Yeah.
But it comes out on the 10th, so it's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. Bro, why the fuck do I always look 10 years younger when I shave? It's crazy. Like I did it, like, damn, son, I'm 27 right now, you know? It's nuts. There's a reason I did that, but you'll have to stay tuned. Tomorrow or today, I'm going to be filming something that you're going to see on the channel soon. You know, what are you talking about, Tony? Stay tuned.
Oh, that video. I thought you already.
Oh, no. This is something else, brother. This is something else. Carlos, you don't even know, man. You know,
man, you keeping secrets?
I am keeping secrets, but I'll tell you after the show. You know,
Secret.
I think I told Maine. I think I told the rest of you. I got to tell you, motherfuckers. Hold on, didn't I say that shit in our chat? And Brett, by the way, welcome to our Twitter chat. You see how crazy it gets, man.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Oh man, that's good to having you in there. You know, and Brett and I were already cooking up something for you guys. Brett, don't say nothing, but you know what we're talking about. Ooh, man, good stuff. All right, man, let's get in some fucking news, man. PlayStation 5 breakdown, people. So I believe this was on Tuesday this happened, right? We had the full breakdown, or Tuesday, I don't know when the fucking happened, but with the full breakdown of the PlayStation, literally Japanese dude just took the fucking thing apart. So I'm going to let you tech guys take over. Tell us what we saw. Chris, why don't you start us off, man? Oh, hold on a second. Is my co-host showing up?
And by the way, is Brian back?
Is Brian back, though? Because I want to hear his insight.
Oh, yeah, I'm back.
There he is. Hi, Brian.
What up, people?
Oh man!
Why is Manny taking a while? What's going on?
I don't know. Probably some. Adam, imagine if he get the Windows update you were telling me about, man.
Yeah, that's
shit.
Windows update? No.
Okay,
it's
good.
a massive one. It's deploying all over the place, but it just came to my area, and I'm like, all right, I went to do it over an hour, and it says it's gonna take a while.
Yeah. All right. It's all about the PlayStation, man. So, Chris, why don't you start us off? What did we see in the guts of the PlayStation?
Yeah. So he took the thing completely apart, which I was kind of surprised. When we say they haven't talked enough about PlayStation, that wasn't what I was expecting. Was a teardown coming from Sony? I was like, yo, isn't that what the Digital Foundry guys are for and shit? But he, so that the VP of hardware for Sony Japan, he took it apart piece by piece. So first thing he did was he took the stand off. So they supply the base, which is held in by one large screw that he pulls out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shows that it can detach from the bottom, and then it has to clip to part of the clamshell for it to be on its side. So I guess you can't just lay the PlayStation 5 on its side. It has to be in the stand, either orientation. One is bolted in and one is clipped on.
We kind of I kind of pointed that out before, where it was like, yeah, can this thing actually stand? I think you need to use the stand. I said this a while ago.
Yeah, you did.
So yeah. Now it's I guess confirmed.
Yeah,
you got to use the stand. And
then he showed the ports on the front and the back. It has a USB-C and I don't know. He said super speed USB A, which is the standard port. Yeah, 3.0 port. And then it has two USB 3.0 ports in the back, and HDMI out, and the AC. And then it has a huge exhaust port on the back. So the entire back, minus the ports, is just for the exhaust of the system. And then there's air vents on the front, so it has air inflow. So, and then he pulls the white taco shell part off the PS5, right? So to get in, and he shows that there are ducts in there. So I guess it is designed in such a way that the airflow allows dust to fall through the system.
Yeah,
so
you can use, like, it has like a few different spots where you can suck out any of the dust. So my guess is that, as opposed to taking the whole, because back in the old days on the older consoles, to really truly be able to clean any of your Xboxes or PlayStations, you have to kind of pull them apart in order to get to that stuff.
Well, I mean, he does pull this one apart. The next thing he does,
pull
the fan out.
Those parts there are meant so that you can use, I don't know, something to suck out all the dust inside. And the fan is a double-sided fan, so it's like the center of the top part of the console is just literally is just a big exhaust fan that pushes it out from the top.
Yeah.
So it doesn't void the warranty if we did what he did?
No, it does. It tells you. No, it does. It says right on the video, if you do what he did, you void your warranty. It's a big disclaimer.
Pulling out the fan and all that other stuff, that's you void the warranty. But pulling off the clamshell on the outside to replace the memory, that's fine.
Added storage is not voided. Yeah, if you pull the board out like he did, you void it. So he pulls a fan out. He shows it only has one giant fan, like Manny said, and that's because I'll just skip to this part. He pulls the heat sink out. This thing is massive.
Dude,
this massive piece of
dude,
aluminum.
it looks like the Jacob Javits Center, man. You saw that?
Yeah,
shit?
yeah, it looks like a model of the Javits Center.
Yeah.
In a heat sink, it is massive because there's only one fan for the airflow, so they need all that passive cooling, which is pretty much taking up the entire system. Because the board itself is tiny. When he got to the board and he pulls it out and he shows, okay, here's the CPU, here's the GPU. He showed the storage. He showed the DIMMs for the RAM that are soldered in. They're soldered in like a circle around the
That was weird, but cool.
SoC. I think the way they laid out the RAM is distance because you don't want degradation in signal, so they put it in a circle, so they're each equidistant from the SoC. I think that's why they did that. So he showed those main parts. He showed where you put in your you can add the M2 storage, which that was earlier. You can just take this plate off the top and just stick in an M2 drive. But what the neat part was like the board is small. Like I wasn't expecting that. Like it is just tiny. The Ryzen chip they showed was tiny. He talked about that they have liquid metal cooling that connects the chip to the heat sink. And I don't know what the metal itself is made out
Chris,
of, but he said liquid metal.
Yeah, what do you feel about that, Brett? Just asked you. The liquid metal.
Oh, I don't know. Well, one thing I worry about is longevity of that kind of material. You know, like thermal paste is like thermal grease, stuff like Arctic Silver and all that stuff that's proven.
Mhm.
You know, it's quality. It lasts a while. So they talk about this liquid metal cooling. I'm like, well, can it stay in that state when you heat it up and cool it down over thousands and thousands of iterations, and then you put your system in a closet for a few years? What happens to that liquid metal? I don't.
Didn't older systems use mercury as a on chips in a while?
Well, that's
years ago?
different. That's different because mercury stays in a liquid state naturally, right? So then it won't degrade. But mercury is incredibly toxic. That's why they don't use it anymore. That's why you can't use lead solder either. You know,
Yeah.
It's you don't want that
The
stuff.
Mad Hatter. You don't want to go crazy.
Yeah.
So, Chris, can I ask you a kind of a leading question?
Yeah, sure.
With the size of the heat sink, all of the heat prevention measures, the fan, and the liquid metal. Yes.
Wait, let him finish his question, Brian. What the fuck?
Yeah,
makes sense. Okay, what did you mean by what do you think of the liquid metal? Out of interest.
What do you think of it as a product? What do you think of its longevity since it's known to run? And the entire chipset seems built with a little sponge around it to catch it just in case it does run. Do you think it's unnecessarily expensive and unproven? Do you think that current methods are better? And why would they make this decision? So just, in general, what do you think?
Okay, I can answer some of those. So regards to proven, there's been a thing known as de-lidding on PC, where you can take like the metal part of like your CPU and take that off, because all that is just the heat spreader, right? So between the actual chip and the metal part, there's like a paste that goes on, and you can replace that with like a metal paste, like in the PS5.
Oh no! I know what thermal paste is.
No. It's not thermal paste is what goes on top between the heat spreader and your heat sink. I'm talking about underneath the heat spreader. Again, the actual CPU chip is tiny. Like, when you get like your CPU, right, it's like 2-inch by 2-inch square, right? And that metal square, that's actually the heat spreader. It's actually the chip that goes underneath that, and there's a paste that goes between the chip and that metal plate.
I know. I've built PCs before.
Okay, you're not understanding me.
I think I know what you're talking about. Like my big thing though is like the only advantage that I know to liquid metal, it's not Arctic Silver. It doesn't have a proven thing. It has problems. It's incredibly conductive. Like it's got a bunch of negatives, but its main positive is it can endure extreme heat.
Well, the fact that it's highly conductive is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
No, it is, but it's also a bad thing if it runs.
Yes, it is a very bad thing if it does run. So again, I was trying to get to the point that this has been a thing. It was a thing in like the PC world around like 4 years ago, give or take, where people were like comparing, does liquid metal make things better or easier? and what are the advantages? So there is a thermal advantage because again, it is conductive as all fuck because it's liquid metal, so heat just flies out, which is great. But people just don't see it as enough of an advantage over just leaving it the way it is and using thermal paste. So again, that's what I mean by I can answer some of your questions.
Well,
Okay,
also, like when you
Okay.
orient the system the way they market it now, standing up, is that a good thing or a bad thing for liquid metal cooling? Like it seems like the board would be more stable laying flat.
Well, dude,
Like
they
had
have for what it's worth, they have a thing in there to catch the liquid metal should
I-
it run. So I don't
But
know if that's
if you have a
confidence or not.
manufacturing defect in the system, if you have any defect in that material, that stuff's gonna run.
Oh yeah. So I guess the question I've been dancing around is, with the heat sink the way it is, all the heat prevention measures, the liquid metal, does it seem like this thing is built to just run hot as fuck but not break down?
Well, they definitely want to control heat. Like it is going to run hot. I mean he made no bones about it when he did the breakdown. When he pulled out that heat sink, he's like, we want to keep the temperature normal, and that's why the heat sink is so giant. So you have all that airflow in the system blowing all over all that aluminum to distribute heat and get it out of the system.
And the other thing is that it would mean that the fan would not need. Not only is the fan huge, but it also means that the fan would not need to run hard like the current PlayStation does. So you can run
it doesn't.
You can run it pretty slow and get some really good airflow out of it with all these measures.
Now, here's the thing that I was talking to about. I'm so sorry, but I forgot your name. But you know
Frankie
who
B.
you are.
Adam,
You were
it's
in the
Adam.
Discord.
Adam.
Frankie
No,
B.
it wasn't you, Adam.
Oh.
The guy in
Frankie
the
B.
Discord chat. Yes, Frankie B.
Shaboy,
what I was-
Brian.
This is what I was concerned about because what I noticed is that the fan seems to have a push system kind of thing. Well, sorry, a pull system in that it tries to pull the air through the heatsink, and that's my concern. Because again, there are two types of cooling systems you can get: a push system and a pull system. Push means that you push the air through the heatsink, and it's good. Pull system means that you pull the air through the heatsink. Everyone knows, well, everyone says that push systems are better, chiefly because you push the air through and hence it gets cooler faster. So the PS4 seems to PS5 seems to have a sort of pull system, and that's concerning because again, given the size of the heat sink, I would assume that they put the fan below so that the fan pushes the air through the heat sink, and that way you achieve better thermals.
That's going to
So
create
by
a
them
negative
having-
internal pressure, isn't it?
What do you mean by?
I mean, you generally want to dial in your fans to create positive internal pressure, so that the fans
Yeah.
are actually blowing air out the seams instead of sucking air and dust in from every possible crevice.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about in orientation to the heatsink. Like generally, you want the fans to push through the heatsink, so suck air in.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry,
push
I thought
out
you meant the
through
console
heatsink.
itself. My bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. Look, I'm just looking at where the fan is and where the heatsink is, and again, just assume based on how it'll move. It seems like the fans will be pulling air through the heatsink, which is kind of like surely you get better if you push air through. So again, I'm concerned about that purely because if you have a heatsink that big and you're having a pull system, then it seems rather inefficient. So I am concerned about thermals because again, using a system that's not the best of the two. Granted, it's still good, yes, but not the best of the two. And I was just saying to Frankie B that it would have been slightly better if they just put the fan at the bottom to suck air in from somewhere near the bottom and push through the heatsink and out through the back or something. So yeah, it does seem like Sony is really pushing for a cooling solution that works really, really well, and hopefully it is silent. People have said that, oh yeah, you turn on the PS4, it's virtually quiet, and so forth and so forth. I'm like, look, that's great, but what are you doing? If it's just on and it's left on and it's quiet, that's how it's meant to be. When you turn on any device, it should be silent because it's not doing anything. When you start putting on games, that's how I want to see things happen. So I want to see what happens when they put on GTA 5 and see what the thermals are. Because to me, GTA 5 seems to be like like one of those games that makes any machine it runs on just spin up like crazy.
All right, keep going. What else was inside this thing?
So he talked about the CPU, the Ryzen we know that's in there, the GPU. It has 16 gigs of DDR5 spread across, I think 5 or 6 DIMMs that are soldered in a circular pattern. He showed the SSD, which is really small, and it has a separate controller that's soldered into board next to it.
There's multiple SSD chips on that.
There was multiple chips. See, I didn't get it because the little hovering diagram only pointed to one chip, and I was like, "Wait, that's it?" Okay,
there were
so
3 275s.
Okay, all right. So, and those are odd sizes too. I don't understand that, but yeah. So he
It is
showed
what you
that.
said, though. Soldered on the board.
Yeah, everything it's just for speed. It's all about speed. That's why they oriented the RAM like that, and it's GDDR6 RAM, which is really fast. Yeah, and there you go. I don't think you went over anything else. You like pulled some other stuff out of the system and separated it, and it's like, yeah, then it's a PS5. Yeah.
Ooh, here's one. It comes with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5, I think.
Yeah, he said Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth. Yeah, I didn't understand what that was.
So I had a quick search to find out what the hell that was. Basically, it's just the new standards of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, which people seem to be getting quite excited about. But I'm just like, if you're gaming over Wi-Fi, you're not taking anything seriously. So
Yeah.
all you'll just be is just a faster lagging person. So well done. Thanks for that. Also, one of the things I noticed is that there was no audio out. Sorry, no
optical.
That's not the term.
Yeah, I didn't see any optical out either.
What do you guys make of that?
Well, it's all gonna go through the HDMI. Like the whole, it's HDMI 2.1. It's gonna have higher bandwidth. So I guess that's how they're gonna implement their whole 3D audio stuff. But yeah, I mean, it would have been interesting if they would have had an optical port, since they're touting this whole 3D audio stuff. But I think with the new HDMI standards, I think it should be sufficient. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing. We made fun of it because it's freaking huge. Like, even watching the video, it's like that thing is covering like half the body of the dude that's freaking disassembling it.
That's great.
And it's like most of it is a freaking heat sink. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude. I mean, how many kilograms did you say the system was?
Oh, I forgot.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to convert to pounds. But that heatsink alone is like the bulk of the system. It's just he pulls that thing out. I'm like, there's all the weight. If you left that thing out, the PS5 would weigh nothing.
When I saw that, I'm like, that's a bigger heatsink than anything I've ever used on my computers. Anything I've ever used in anything. It's freaking huge. So
I swear that the heatsink is actually bigger than maybe like the PS3 Slim.
Wow.
Oh no, I would think so. Yeah, PS3 Slim, yeah, definitely.
But then again, this is all good because then it means that they are focusing on making the system quiet. I mean, like the top quarter, third is like all fan, and then like half of what's left is heatsink. So it's like a good 56% of the console is just cooling. Like, yeah, that's fantastic.
Do you think some of its gigantic cooling measures are due to the fact that they overclocked it?
Well, it's not about overclocking. It's the variable clocking that they're doing, because they're doing variable frequencies on the CPUs and GPUs. It's not fixed, so it's all dependent on how much the system can handle. Especially with thermals. So if there is enough cooling to clock up your CPU or GPU, then you're gonna get better performance. So I think that's why they went all fucking in on the fucking cooling of this thing. Because if you compare this to the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series X is super compact. Like all the pieces, it's super powerful, and it's all really compact in that box. And this one, it's just like it's a small ass freaking motherboard looking thing, and a CD drive and a heatsink fan. The heatsink is 70% of the freaking size of the whole console, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad they're focusing on that because, noises on the consoles this generation have been ridiculous, and last generation heating problems were an issue. So hopefully this is something that can remediate both and make those things a thing in the past.
I think one last thing he mentioned was like it has a 350 watt power supply, which is pretty hefty.
Dude, this whole thing makes me super suspicious.
Yep.
Why does it make you suspicious?
They know
because they're essentially pushing the graphics hardware as hard as they can in some instances, according to the variable. I had heard that it was an overclocked chip, but it just seems like they put in less actual power and then overclocked the power they had and then dealt with the inevitable overheating that's going to produce. And the problem with that, my problem with that at least, is overclocking anything is going to lower its lifespan fairly significantly. Like not have it, but it's going to be a noticeable difference, probably between 10 and 20%. So this thing doesn't seem like it was built with, it's like a car that's, it's a V6, but it's got NOS. Like, okay, well, do you want a V6 with NOS or do you want a V8? I guess the V6 with NOS can go just as fast, maybe faster, but a lot of it seems like reactive thought, I guess. Does that make any sense? Like, why do you need a fucking heatsink that big? That seems like, you ran into the issue of, oh shit, this thing keeps overheating. Well, I'll just put a bigger heatsink into it. Well, it's not as powerful as we'd like. Well, overclock it a little bit. We don't really want to go back and have manufacture a new motherboard, so just, clock it up. The design just seems reactive. It seems inelegant. And even though everybody is saying like, what a beautiful and elegant design, like I'm not seeing it, man. I'm seeing a lot of reactive planning here. But that's maybe just my opinion.
There's a lot of things that I've seen being described of the PS5. Elegant is not one of those words. That thing does not look
except about the fucking stand. Did you see that Polygon article saying it's the most genius design ever? I'm like, it's a fucking screw-on stand. How's that ingenious? The fuck are you talking about?
They just put a little pin for a little
compartment for the screw.
By the way, because I'm a little lost here. When Brett was talking about his concerns, the guys in the chat were saying, "Not this again, not this bullshit again." What's going on here? What again?
Oh, they're probably accusing him of being
Oh, they're mad at Brett for shitting on Sony. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, as far as the whole overclocking thing, PC parts get overclocked all the freaking time. Since
I know. I'm not saying this is like a big conspiracy thing. I'm just saying like a lot of the system seems built to react to a heating problem. So I mean, that's either going to be a really good thing or a really bad thing.
I mean, both of the consoles have giant fans on them. I mean, this is not anything new. I mean,
no, the heatsink is.
I mean, the thing about
the heatsink is,
the heatsink is a huge thing, but at the same time, it's like, okay, so what do you want? Do you want a noisy console or a noisy hot console, or do you want a cool, light sounding console
and
with no noise?
They also have to consider costs. Like if they're running the console that hot and they skimp on the heatsink, then what's their options? Like liquid cooling, which would make the system noisier and draw more power and more expensive. Vapor cooling. Like there's just all these options, but they're not cost effective. And they make the system noisier. If you can do passive heat piping like they're doing with that giant heat sink, and just have one fan draw all the air through and keep it nominal. They obviously tested this design to make sure that it can stay stable at high clock speeds. And and then keep the cost down. It's like this one piece of aluminum is not going to cost us as much as like having crazy heat piping with liquid pumping through the system or whatever. So that's. I think it could be very effective, and I don't know. Like Sony has a good track record with their electronics. They don't design stuff to just fail. Usually, like so, we'll see. Like we'll see what happens. I mean, the liquid metal thing worries me, but they have a good track record.
I mean, the fact that this heatsink is as big as a fucking rocket ship is a good thing.
I like Tony's description. It was a Jacob.
It's a Jacob Center. Hey, listen, I'm gonna say this though. Okay, if this thing is the size of a rocket ship, but it prevents it from sounding like a rocket ship, then I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you look like one than sound like one.
That's what I was gonna say.
Hey, well, I beat you to the punch, motherfucker. You gotta be quicker, man. New York, baby.
Oh, man, you just sampled that shit and you threw it back out.
Oh man, I did it first though, so it counts, man. I get the copyrights, you know. It's my tattoo.
So what I was gonna add though is Sony sacrificed they sacrificed the visual aspect, like it fitting, like being compact and looking nice for the sake of this heatsink, and to me that's a good thing because they're overcompensating for any potential issues in that could occur with these types of consoles because they're pretty powerful consoles.
That's right there where I say it made me nervous. Like, I'm not saying like this is a bad design or anything like that. It's either going to end up a really good thing or a really bad thing. Either it's very forward looking in the sense that like we are going to make sure that this thing never overheats and is whisper fucking quiet and can deal with dust buildup and anything you throw at it. We're not going to be told our thing sounds like a rocket ship again. Like, if that's the case, fucking awesome, dope. Like, if it's a thing though of like, well, the design of our motherboard, our chipset produces a lot of extra heat in the way that we've done it, and therefore we're going to need a bigger power supply and more cooling. Then then it's give or take. Like, it just depends on how well it works and how well it cools off. Maybe it'll be whisper quiet and blow out, mountain scented fresh cool air. I don't fucking know. I know you could probably cook a cheeseburger on top of an Xbox, from what I hear.
Yeah, that's been debunked, by the way. Just so you know.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
By Aaron Greenberg, right?
Yeah. Well, and there's other. By the way, I'll talk to you off air.
They showed a video where there was a chat and the guy had the memory card and it was so hot he had to let it go. He had to put it down. He's like, "This shit overheats," and he was showing it.
I wonder if that was a defective one because like all these guys have the system now. Somebody else would have said something. I know they're under embargo with that, but somebody would have said something. Yeah. Anyway, PlayStation.
Well, they're also not running next gen games, so
we'll see. That's also true. That is also very true. Everybody's just running old shit,
So we'll have
go ahead.
Both of these consoles, whenever they're running games, because the Xbox Series X's are running, not GTA, freaking Sea of Thieves and Forza Horizon 3 or whatever, and the PlayStation isn't running shit. So they're like we gotta take it with a grain of salt that they're gonna run cool without much noises, without overheating, with a grain of salt, and hopefully that's what happens because none of that has been shown in the wild.
The test would be Demon Souls.
That's the first test. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Demon Souls and Miles Morales, is it?
Yeah. My thing with the play, because I'm not as tech savvy like you guys. I just let you say all that informative stuff. The big takeaway for me was like, oh shit, you can remove those fucking white things because I can't stand that shit, man. I hope somebody like a third party person like makes some like black ones so I can just stick them on there instead.
One thing,
or I could just have Manny come over and paint them shits.
One thing they did is they obviously are looking to modify the console in ways, right? But make it extremely easy. So they don't even need to manufacture new parts or anything to do on the surface. All you need to do is just buy new things. Now the question is, will Sony go out there and be like, "Hey, yo, you can buy these new things. Just go put them on."
Yeah, give me blacks. That's all I need. Give me black. I'll be straight. But other than that, I'm like, okay, it keeps shit cool. Great. Can I play some games on it now? But that's good. By the way, here's my question to you guys. Do you think this is for both systems, I guess. Do you think they're throwing in as much power as they possibly can to overcompensate for the fact that this gen, remember what these consoles were both accused of? They were underpowered. So do you feel these consoles are underpowered this time around, or are they just right what they should be?
Well, they're doing it different ways. You need to understand that.
Okay, explain. Because remember, I don't know about this shit.
The best way to explain it is Sony shoved 7 or 8 bodybuilders in a room, and Microsoft shoved 10 regular guys in a room. There's more hardware capability with the Xbox, but the PlayStation makes up for it the way that it's overclocked and kind of integrated with the motherboard. Does that make sense?
A little bit. I by the way, actually, I have a question. But the guys in the chat one says, Carlos, is this like your analogy about the Japanese and Korean girls?
No.
Nope. Damn it! I thought that was he was talking about. So PlayStation has 8 muscly guys, and Xbox has 10 regular guys.
Yeah, it's just that the Xbox has a little bit more hardware capabilities, but the PlayStation is pushing their hardware capabilities more.
Got you.
So,
okay.
It really, it's like I said, it's a V6 with a nitrous versus a V8. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. They just get their different ways.
Got you. I'd rather have the V8, man. Like, why push the shit when you can just naturally have it? You know what I'm saying?
Because it's cheaper.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just saying, personally, I'd be like, give me the one that's just naturally there. Then maybe you could push it further that way, But
I mean, it's good, but it's not innovative. Like the Xbox is built like a PC. It's built, compact and efficient. Sony's doing a little bit something a little bit different, kind of integrating everything a little bit more, and sometimes that works. Not at the beginning, but at the end, the cell architecture was able to push games a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So my only fear is that by pushing the hardware too hard, it's going to make it either really hot or have longevity issues. As long as neither of those happen, then it's both fine in my book, and they're both pretty much the same.
The only thing is that you just got to clear out a lot of space for it.
Yeah, that thing is fucking
my
massive, man. Yeah.
Here's my question. To somebody more knowledgeable than me, could Microsoft remotely overclock their hardware?
Yeah, anybody can.
Yeah, they can push if they have some kind of EPROM or something like a remote BIOS. They could change the voltages and stuff, and that would change the speed. I don't know how safe that is though, but they could. They probably could do it.
Remember the claim on the secret sauce? Wasn't it that we were saying it could be overclocked?
Yo, man, is that the new secret sauce?
Oh God! Now people are gonna think I'm claiming there's a secret sauce.
Yo, man, there's some secret sauce, man.
Tony, to answer your question, this is a way better start than last generation in terms of the hardware being implemented into these systems. It's way more advanced than even last generation was, and even in the case of PlayStation, they're implementing shit that's even kind of advanced for PC users. Implementing the Gen 4 SSD speeds.
Yeah, that's right.
That's something that is kind of innovative.
Yeah, because remember, that was the big complaint about this generation. Like, the fucking consoles, as soon as they drop, like, these shits are underpowered, So it's good to know that, yeah.
Like, as far as, the Zen 2 architecture is not new, but it's fairly recent, where it's not super outdated. I mean, AMD just announced the new chipsets that they're doing. So at least they'll be kind of relatively new into the market.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, anything else you guys want to say about the PlayStation breakdown?
Yo, that video presentation, by the way, was boring as shit. Mm-hmm. Put a little Mr. Rogers piano music or something in there while he's pulling the system apart. Like, give us something. He's sitting in a white room, like, hello. I'm going to unbolt the stand.
Yeah, he told you everything. I'm going to unbolt this now. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do this now.
Yeah.
The white room makes me think that was an intentional choice.
Yeah,
you guys went to all the effort to, like, because it's not just a white room; it's a white PlayStation room.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the PlayStation lab.
Yeah. No, sorry, Brian. I just had to rant about that because I'm sitting there. I watched it twice, to look at all the stuff and see what he was doing. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking boring, man. I'd rather watch Mark Cerny try to explain 3D audio to me.
I was about to say it could have been worse. It could have been Cerny doing it, but apparently,
didn't he do the teardown the last?
He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, they did for the PS4. Hey, at least this video was 7 minutes long, not a fucking hour.
Oh yeah. It's true. It was only 7 minutes.
Yeah, I will do this now. I will do this now. I will do this now. Like, yo, can that shit run games?
By the way, Oh, but one thing I did want to say is you see how they designed the way the CD drive, the Blu-ray drive went in there. You literally, all you need to do is just pop that thing off, and then just put the other plastic on the other side, and then you got the
digital. That's right.
Well, that's intentional, by the way, because that's how they mass produce both of them at the same time.
Yeah, the only because you only need a different chassis, right? For the disc and stuff to go in. That's all you really need. Yeah.
All you need is a different plastic on the outside, and that that's only maybe 2 parts, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is the same.
The hard drive the disk drive just feels like such a weird afterthought. Like design wise, it looks like I wish it was. Oh no, let's stick it here.
No, you're right though, because if you think about it, if you look at the digital version, it's like symmetrical, perfectly symmetrical, but the disc one has this weird bulge on the side.
Pregnant.
Yeah, it's pregnant, exactly. So it's like I think they were trying to go with the digital one, but it's weird because apparently they don't have enough of the digital version compared to the physical one. So I don't know.
I think that I get the feeling that they kind of had several design changes throughout the process. Like I feel like they started with the board, because the board is just fucking beautiful, man. Like it is meticulously designed. It is sized as well as possible. It is well thought out. And then I feel like they kind of just built the rest of the console around that. They got the board. They're like, this thing works fucking well. It's hot as a volcano, so we probably need to put a cooling system the size of New Jersey in there. But I mean, it works. It looks like it works. It's a funny little design. Because I'll be honest, man, I'm used to like either having a tower that like you're just leaving it big and open for airflow, or you're just building it as small as humanly possible and still trying to keep it cool. This design boggles me. Like their approach to it boggles me. It confounds me. I don't understand. Other than maybe we started with the board, because it still to me looks like some weird Elysian fucking like. It looks like the turret guns from Portal.
Yeah.
Yo, that's true. I could see
it does. Yeah. Shit is crazy. Yeah. So
I mean, like I said, Brett, elegant is not a word you should use to describe the system.
Mm-mm.
So like, and that's why I'm like, it doesn't seem like it's design inspired, so it has to be efficiency inspired, right?
I mean, we can hope so.
I mean, why couldn't they just let you lie it flat? What's the reason behind it? Like they just don't.
Because it's curved. That's why.
I know, but why make it curved?
I have no fucking idea. I have no fucking idea.
Shit. It's like, why go that extra mile? What's the reasoning behind it?
Yeah, I don't know.
They wanted to make it a shape that nobody could describe.
Well, I mean,
it is the shape of the PlayStation.
I mean, if you don't like it, you could just pull off the plastic on the side and just have a black a black thing sitting on the table.
I bet you there will be some aftermarket flat sides for the thing.
Yeah. Oog Funk. What's going on, Oog? He says maybe they want it to be standing, because you could tell this thing is meant to be standing,
Yeah, they want it to be standing.
You could tell.
Well, both this and the Xbox Series X are pretty much meant to be standing.
I don't say the only thing about it. I just don't, especially since I'm still using this. I just don't like the idea of a console standing on its side and sticking a disc inside of it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah. Oh, did anybody catch the low-hanging burn tweet Microsoft sent?
Oh yes, yeah. For you guys who don't know, basically they had a video where they're like, "How do you get the Xbox to sit on its side?" They just laid it down. And that was it. That was the whole video. It was like 3 seconds, Meanwhile, and somebody did a comparison. It's like they showed the Xbox one. It was just they laid it down, and then the PlayStation one, the motherfuckers unscrewing everything. It took forever.
Or how about the Drive one? The expand.
That's right. Yeah,
he's unscrewing the shit, and they just stick a card in the front of the Xbox. It's like, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, they deleted the tweet. I want the consoles to do shit like that. That's how they used to do it back in the day, man. Like,
Sega do it, Nintendo don't.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Bring it back. I want that shit. That's actually a good segue, Chris. Let's talk about the SSDs, because Western Digital today actually announced their first couple of PS5 compatible SSDs. Pricey, brother.
Oh yeah. That's
Whoa. One at a time. Chris, you go first, and then.
Well, I was curious because they announced that they have their the new 850 was their SN850 was PS5 compatible, and I'm like, wait a minute, the master list didn't even come out from Sony, and they're like, fuck it, we got a PS5 compatible drive. But yeah, the 1 terabyte is 230.
230. That's right, 230.
Yeah.
And then the 2 terabyte one, 449. That's $50 less than the PlayStation. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, Major Nelson on his podcast talked about that. Even though it's proprietary, their design, they're gonna have a bunch of third-party companies making and manufacturing those cards.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. The main was the Seagate, right? But
yeah,
even
was the first one. But they said they have a bunch of them, and they're gonna come in different sizes.
Well, here's the thing: Seagate got them beat because the Seagate 1 terabyte expansion for the Xbox is 220, and this one's
229.
The Western Digital, it's 219 for the Seagate.
Yeah.
The 1 terabyte.
They also have a 140 500 gigs, but what a waste of fucking time.
Who wants that? Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Like even now, think about it. Like what would probably fit maybe 3 games on a PlayStation
with a 500 one. Yeah, Call of Duty's gonna take up half of that shit. You know?
I mean, with the updates that Call of Duty gets, I told you it's like over 100 gigs now ready to install, and then you still need unpacking space. So even
thankfully, you guys are getting them physical, so it's not like you're gonna have to download the whole game to your hard drive or anything.
Yeah, right. That's not the way it works, unfortunately. Call of Duty. Oh man, but yeah. By the way, shout out to J Dub. He actually went out and bought the 449 one. Like, bro, you just bought another PlayStation.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's like 2 systems.
You just bought another PlayStation. Jesus.
Yo, J-Dub, just wait, man. The other drives didn't get announced.
Yo, take the Tums, bro. Take the Tums.
You should start his heart again.
Right?
You know,
like, PS Vita and those memory card. Remember? Oh Lord.
God damn, these systems are so big. Like I always say, like I want PlayStation 4 right now is my entertainment center, right? I use it to watch movies and shit. This thing would just be the entertainment center. It's so fucking big.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my shelf now where I have the PS4, and I'm like, I gotta pull this thing. It's gonna take up the whole fucking thing where I have my PS4. I gotta move that shit out.
Hey, pro tip: buy a projector and just project it onto the side of the PlayStation.
Yes, it has enough white space for that. I mean, to be honest, I was sort of giving a thought of like maybe not even having it on the entertainment center. I mean, there are those sort of wireless HDMI solutions, but then again, there's latency to that.
Yeah,
you don't want that. You want it wired.
Yeah.
Although it stands up, you could just put it on the floor.
Yeah. So my question to you guys is, who's going to buy any of these?
No, just wait. You just wait. The competition will drive the price down. Like SSDs are going to always be expensive. Like we said, we've talked about this on the show before. But they will undercut each other, and you'll get a better price out of them. Now, these are the two heavies right now. Seagate and Western Digital. They're pretty much tops in making storage, right? Like you can't go wrong with those two. But wait, Samsung, wait to see what they bring out.
Kingston,
right? Kingston come out, they'll all come out with something. So there'll be something that they'll get a little cheaper.
Gotta have some.
There's always gonna be something, especially if they start. I'm sure they're already prepping on this. So once the holidays come, around Black Friday, around that time, we'll probably see some deals because they know people looking to invest. Because I'm telling you, man, we're gonna run out of space.
Yo, Kai Shark or Key Shark? Key Shark says they already have one. Samsung. Do they? Nice. Oh, okay, cool. It's already happening then.
There's already a couple of companies that like already have things on the market that already are compatible with it. But even before like the Western Digital announcement.
Yeah. 980 Evo, that's what he says. That's what they say.
Okay.
The 980 you can't play the games directly from.
Yo, you can play that shit at Evo, man. Evo got canceled this year.
980, I think I have an Evo SSD from Samsung. I don't know if it's that one though. Let me look it up.
Should look it up, man. You might be already ahead of the curve, Carlos.
No, you can't play the games directly from the expandable SSD. You have to like transfer them over to the internal SSD, don't you? No.
SSD you can play from the
SSD.
Like, yeah.
Okay. I thought I'd heard otherwise.
No. You
You'll,
can't play from a 3.0 drive.
Yeah, external storage you cannot play from.
Okay. Gotcha.
Unless it's your old games, your PS4 games. Or
Yeah, you can play the old
Xbox
games through them. Yeah, not
By the
the
way,
new ones.
this is what I'm gonna do day one. I'm gonna buy a 4 terabyte external hard drive. For the meantime, they're only like $100. So I think that's what I'm gonna do to fare off with the games, and probably whenever the hell these things go down in price, hopefully in 2 years, and then I'll probably get another
a bunch of these
one of
shits.
those.
Yeah, you should have to fucking delete shit.
Already gonna plug these shits in. Hopefully, what he didn't answer and what I wanted to. Well, he's not gonna answer on that video, but
So imagine like the contest winner's like, yo, I don't want a console, I want a fucking SSD.
Yeah. Oh my god, can you imagine that shit? Well, the contest is only for consoles. That'd be hilarious. Actually, didn't somebody say that in the chat? Like, can it come in one of these? Like, no, bro. You only get the console.
Yeah, get the system.
Nah, man, use that money. Use that money that you were going to spend on a PlayStation.
Hold on.
And buy yourself some storage.
Yo, hold on. Fergus said that shit. He goes, if I win, let me get a 2 terabyte PS5 SSD instead.
Wow,
he said that?
Yeah, he said it right there. No, he said instead. Yeah, scroll all the way up.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, it's
my bad, Fergus. I didn't see that. So
Yeah.
I'll give you credit though.
Yeah,
Even though it's my tattoo.
Yeah, but Carlos, I steal your shit, you steal his shit. It all goes around, man.
The circle of life.
Oh man. All right, I'm moving on. Slightly different things, but interesting nonetheless. So, Cyberpunk 2077 has gone gold, people. After all these delays, all that shit, finally gone gold, right? But that's not the reason I'm telling you this story, man. We gotta talk about the whole Jason Schreier shit, man. Yo, we gotta talk about this, bruh.
Damn.
Okay, so obviously, CD Projekt Red is so celebrating. It's like, hey, we made it gold. For you guys who don't know, when a game goes gold, that means they're manufacturing the discs and stuff. That means no more delays, unless some crazy shit happens. But we're good, right? Jason Schreier goes out there. He's like, oh, congratulations to the team, but I don't want people to forget about the whole horrible labor practices, all this crunch, all this other stuff. And it's like, bro, here's the thing. If you want to talk about crunch and all that, that's fine. Don't do it on that day. Like, leave that shit alone, So then our boy Paris Lilly, right, from Gamer Tiger Radio, he calls him out on it. And then Jason Schreier had to get petty, go, oh, you can't be saying nothing when you're getting free shit from CD Projekt Red. You got the Cyberpunk chair, all this other crazy shit. I'm like, whoa, what is this coming from?
I thought he blocked him.
No, he blocked him afterwards.
Oh, that was after that.
Yeah, after that, Yeah. So yeah, and then I did Tony's take on this kind of subject, just about, because a lot of people were like, it wasn't exactly about this. It was more like the whole influencers versus the gaming media and all this other shit. Because a lot of people don't understand. It's like if anybody who gets free products, you can't trust them. It's like, how are these people supposed to fucking get the products then? It's like everyone's supposed to pay for this shit. You can't. It's impossible. So I just did a video on that, but I did quickly interject my thoughts on the whole thing. No, Jason, I'm just gonna say that I don't give a fuck if he blocks me. The guy's fucking petty. I knew this dude was petty as soon as he was on a Yang Ye show. Like, literally, as soon as he finishes Yang Ye show, this guy starts talking shit about Yang Ye. It's like, bro, what are you doing, man? So I wasn't surprised by any of that stuff. But before we move on to your thoughts, Carlos, I'm curious because you said you saw my video and you agree with 95% of it. What's the other 5% you did not agree with me on?
So obviously, I see some truths in both aspects, actually. Obviously, Jason Schreier is extremely petty for this. It's like the people who are doing the crunch are part of the people who made this game go gold. So
yes.
Believe it or not, they're celebrating too because they're part of the creation of this game.
Yeah. And so they get bonuses on sale, so they want to make that money.
Oh, do they? I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's what they were talking when the guy announced it. The main guy, part of
CD Projekt
Red, he was talking about it. He's like, yeah, there's a crunch. This is before when he first broke the story about the crunch. He was like, yes, there is some crunch now, but it's a small window of crunch time, and everybody is on board because they know we're trying to get this out to hit our deadline, and then we all get this bonus. Everyone's involved in this. That we're all doing it together. This is their baby. This is what they've been working on. So they want to push it out into the world. So it's not like they're totally being forced. There's motivation behind it.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about crunch. It's never forced. for the most part, the way it's explaining you, and this is at least coming from my end. I haven't worked in technology, but I have worked in animation and other things. And they usually say, like, hey, listen, this is the dead dog deadline. You can stay, but you're going to be late and you're going to cost us money. So either do that or and sometimes it's not, and doing a lot of this stuff is not just something as simple of just turning the switch and saying, oh, we're late. No, there's a lot to that. You have to literally talk to all your vendors. You have to talk to your company, all the different parts of it that have to essentially go to a screeching halt in order for this to happen.
Yeah, Manny's 100% right. It's not exclusive to the video game industry. This is everywhere, literally everywhere. This shit happened to me this fucking week. I mean, I'm not gonna go into specifics, but we're essentially gonna go through our own version of crunch. And I don't develop for video games. It's just something that happens in the industry, in any industry.
It's the thing about it's what sort of comes with creation. When you have people creating something, whether it be software, whether it be comics or animation, there are things that you just can. When you come to that, there's things that you cannot quantify. Where it's like, okay, sometimes these things are going to take a lot longer, and it's not just something as simple as like, let's say you spent about a year or two about developing some sort of software, and you realize this shit's not working. You got to go back to formula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as far as Jason Schreier being petty, he's absolutely being fucking petty, and I think he's trying to do it for clout. But anyways,
of course.
The only aspect that I can kind of agree with Jason Schreier, and mind you, this is looking from his perspective, not my perspective, or at least our perspective. Because if you're criticizing a company when you think you're morally right to criticize them, and the person that is combating that is someone who does a lot of content for the game and is not like an actual worker of the company, then I can see why he might look at it as a biased kind of stance. Like, Paris is, he's pretty famous for like covering Cyberpunk. He does the Night Owl conferences. He has a chair. His banner on his YouTube channel has the whole Cyberpunk stuff. So he's all about Cyberpunk right now. So I could kind of see it from his perspective as like, oh, here's a Cyberpunk guy coming after me about Cyberpunk and their malpractices. So I mentioning the chair, that part actually I was like, oh, that's a good point for me at least. But I mean, obviously we have experience talking to Paris. Some of us are friends with him, so like we know like he's going to be critical of the game regardless. So, but if it's coming from someone,
he has been critical about some aspects too.
Yeah, even when he was on the show, he said it's not a perfect game.
Yeah.
But then has he been critical of the company behind the game? I think that's what Jason was trying to get at.
Yeah, but okay, can I offer another layer of douchebaggery here?
Sure.
Okay, so
all allowed.
Yeah, then Brian has to defend CD Projekt Red.
He says I'm going to defend them.
Okay, go.
So what is in his perfect world? I guess that there is no crunch time. And in that no crunch time means that they're going to delay. And in delaying means they're going to put it after the holiday season, which means that they're not going to hit the sales marks they're going to, and the people in said crunch are going to get paid less. Is that honestly what he wants?
That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like on his own moral principles, he's willing to harm the very people he sounds like he's defending. And that sounds like complete bullshit.
Brett, let me call your ass out.
Uh-oh.
Yo.
That wasn't an asshole response. I don't know what you're talking
about. Yeah, that was pretty sensible.
Pretty logical.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Hold on, I want Brian to go next.
Go, Brian.
Yep.
All right. First of all, let me say this. I understand why crunch exists. For the most part, crunch has nothing to do with the people doing the crunch. That's one thing I've learned. The crunch tends to be with people overseeing the crunch. They don't know how to do their job properly. Like, let's all be honest here. Like, I know that some people are not willing to say that, but the majority of why crunch exists is bad management.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'll say that. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that.
But things go wrong. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah, things do go wrong, but still, it's again the majority of why crunch exists is bad management. And I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I don't like crunch. I think crunch is dumb, but I understand why it exists, i.e., bad management. So on the one hand, I can see Jason's point in that he's a very anti-crunch person, which is fair. Again, I also don't like crunch. Crunch is bad. However, I also can see Paris's point of view in that Jason was just trying to wave a flag and say, "Hey, look at me! I'm being this person." So I can see Paris's point of view from there. Then also I can see Shire's point of view in that Paris is maybe just saying that because again, it's fair to say that he's pretty much PR for CD Projekt Red without the title at this point in time, given everything that he's done for them and how they talk on the side. It's evident. I mean, he has the software. He has the chair banner. He does the weekly thingamajig. He's pretty much PR point. So if you're doing quote unquote PR for a company like that, you're not really willing to speak ill of the company unless you harm that relationship. Again, we all know that happens on the side.
I don't think that's happening with Paris, though, bro. I'm pretty sure if they pull some real bullshit, he will call him out. And I'm saying this as a guy who knows him personally. He will call him out if he has to.
Then is crunch not real bullshit? I think crunch is real bullshit.
Listen, like I said, I'm everything Manny said. I agree with. Crunch, it's necessary. It happens. That's just how it is. Bullshit or not, you have to kind of go through it, especially in a creative field. It just happens.
I'm gonna say that you have to. There's not one job that I've ever worked that I've never crunched. I'm fucking crunching right now.
But Manny, did you know this when you took the job? Did you know this when you took
it? Yes, I knew this. Because it comes
as I said,
it comes
due to bad
sometimes things happen. Things all bunch up at the same time. There could be delays.
If you're going to get into the game industry, it's kind of expected.
Yeah.
Okay, I've had jobs when I've not had to crunch.
It sucks to say, but it sucks to say, but with a lot of those jobs, especially with a multi-million-dollar fucking game like that shit, there's going to be something there.
Yeah, especially when you have to hit a head deadline and all that. Crunch is going to happen. You can't avoid it. Can't avoid it.
Obviously,
disagree with that.
Obviously, if things went to plan, which they, things wouldn't happen this way. But things don't ever go to plan. Somebody's late. Somebody at the top is fucked up. Somebody's fucking slow. Yeah, this all causes this shit. And people aren't fucking machines. Yeah, if everybody was a robot, could easily get everything done at the time that the expected time. Yeah, there wouldn't be any fucking crunch. But that's it. We're humans.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I want Brian to finish his point, then Brad can jump in.
Okay, so yeah, I can see Jason's retort in that he is pretty much a PR for CD Projekt Red at this point, apart from the title, given all the positive praise he gives for.
I disagree with that, but go ahead.
Come on, Tony.
What? He's not, man. Come on, that's kind of borderline slander there, man.
The dude is singing nothing but high praise for the game most of the time.
So was I free PR for Red Dead Redemption 2 when that came out? You know what I'm saying? I just like the fucking game. He likes the game, But anyway, I just wanted to get that up. I disagree with that, but go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree.
Yes. We can't do that on Twitter, apparently, but on this show we can, And I'm just talking about Brian, talking about humans in general, Anyway, Brian, go ahead.
So I can see Jason's point of view in that this guy, Paris, is pretty much singing nothing but positivity for the game. He rarely criticizes the company. So again, I can see Jason's point of view there. And the whole, he's received free stuff from the company, hence it's kind of like the company saying, hey, again, it's this weird relationship that you get. Again, Paris probably may not want to burn that bridge because again, it's good for him, it's good for them, hence why burn that bridge? So I can see that point of view as well. So it's kind of like a case of Jason's got some things right in there. Granted, he is a giant asshole and I probably will never like him. But at the same time, Paris isn't all that golden, in my opinion, in this situation. I see some parts of what Jason says is right, and I see some parts of what Paris says is also right. Because then I'm kind of in the weird middle, more so towards Paris' side. Because again, I do agree with what Paris says, and even then, when you take things even further, And look at the aspect that maybe Jason is jealous that Paris is getting all this attention, and Jason is not, because Jason has probably been blacklisted by so many companies that no longer give him free stuff. So hence he's seeing a version of himself in the past that he hates in a weird way. Because again, we all know that, again, let's all be honest here. Like, these old media guys, they used to be the influencers of then.
Facts.
Now, now they're not as much. So hence they're seeing that jealousy and they are reflecting it back on the new influencers. And that's why there's all this hate. Which again,
I mean,
it's fair. I can see that.
It definitely shows, at least with the Xbox situation, where it's like you see a bunch of influencers and not the media guys that actually got their hands on the actual Xbox. I mean, I'm sure there's quite a bit of shade on that end.
Oh, definitely there is.
Yeah,
Tony, you were asking me about the 5%.
Yeah, the 5% was.
You should have just cut my ass off and let Brian speak, because he pretty much.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, was who's that? To make it. What's going on, man? Go ahead, Brian.
Oh no, I was just about, well, to sum it up, Jason's an asshole. I agree with him on something that he says. Which again, it does happen. I will agree with everyone on something that they say at some point in time.
Yeah.
Jason's still an asshole.
I made my point very clear. I'm not with Jason at all. I'm just being honest, never liked the guy, don't care for him. I don't like his style. I think the guy, you know what? I'm going to withhold everything, but I don't like the guy. I do not.
I would say it. Jason Schreier's an asshole. Like, after that Young interview thing, he just proves himself as just the biggest. You know what? I'm not going to swear out of respect.
Yeah, because he's still a peer, so I'm not going to go too far. But I don't like the guy. I don't like the. Here's the thing. He's again. I vote, and I've said this publicly. He is a good reporter at what he does. He is he's an actual journalist in the industry. He actually digs deep in shit, right? But as a person, nah, I'm sorry, man. I can't respect the guy. He's mad fucking petty. You know, just being real.
I'm going to say this, though. I mean, if he wants to put all this stuff about crunch and all this stuff about in the industry, what is he really doing?
He didn't do shit.
Other than putting it out other than putting out crunch bad, other than throwing it out in front of people, essentially demonizing some of these places, what is he really doing about actual crunch?
He's waving that big flag, so he's
waving the big flag. But the thing is that, to be honest, if people weren't in a perfect world, if people were not crunching, he wouldn't have something to fucking talk about.
Oh no, I completely agree. I also have to put for the record, I also have problems with nurses working 12-hour shifts, construction workers having to lift heavy bags of things, and soldiers possibly being shot at. It's not like it was part of the job when they signed up. It's not like they knew.
Getting shot at. I think they knew that was a possibility.
Oh no, that's where the joke.
That's a joke. That's a joke, Carlos.
That's a joke right there. It's like if you're gonna be a soldier and you join the military, what's gonna happen to you? At some point in time, you're gonna go to war and you're gonna get shot at or be shooting at somebody.
Yeah, it comes with the job, you know. And again, we're not advocating crunch. We're just telling you. This is just the reality of the gaming industry. This is the reality of any artistic endeavor. This is the reality of most industries, period. You're going to have to experience crunch. That's just the way it is. You can't have it both. You can't be like, okay, I don't want crunch, but I want my games to come out on time. It doesn't work. One or the other, guys. You can't have both, you know?
To be fair, we don't know if that's Jason's stance, just to be fair.
Listen, and you know what? And I'm going to I don't care right now. I'm going to say it, right? I'm gonna ask. You know what? I'm not gonna say my stance, but I'm gonna ask the question. Even though I'm pretty sure you guys know my stance. Do you honestly believe Jason Schreier cares about these fucking people?
No, I don't think.
He wants the clout. He waves that flag to get clout and clicks. That's it. It's all about him.
Yeah, it's all about him.
He's complaining about a fucking chair. He's the one who got a job, nice cushy job.
Where's your chair at, bro? This guy had to go dig up a tweet from fucking June to throw it in Paris. How petty is that?
Number one, he had to do that. And then if Homeboy cares about so much about mistreated workers, maybe he needs to look at Mr. Bloomberg.
Oh,
Why don't you look at your own fucking company and do an expose? Oh, wait, you can't do that because he pays the fucking bills. Fuck you.
Yo, Manny.
Oh, damn.
No, I mean, this motherfucker has never really done any sort of real artistic work in his fucking life, and he claims to know. He is a fucking mark.
I am Brett Murdoch.
Damn.
This message.
Holy shit.
Yo, I think that's how we end the segment right there.
Hot fire. Okay.
Oh my God. All right, let's move on to the next topic here. Jesus, the chat's loving this right now. This is hold on.
Manny, you're supposed to be crunching. I'm dropping mics, man.
I am crunching, doing that shit right now.
Yeah, no, but Carlson.
You see me here? I'm gonna be here at 7 a.m. in the morning because I still got to get this shit done. Deadline's tomorrow. Can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, where's Jason Schreier?
Can't postpone it. Shit's got to get done.
Have Jason Schreier call your bosses.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll have him call my bosses. He don't give a shit about that.
Oh man. All right, let's move on. Weirdest bit of news. This came out today. So Microsoft is partnering with GameStop. I'm going to repeat that again.
Okay.
Microsoft is partnering with GameStop. So basically, what's going to be happening is they're going to help them with some of their digital infrastructure behind the scenes. GameStop is going to be selling some Xbox peripherals at their stores. So I'm like, why is Microsoft doing? Chris, I want you to answer. Why is Microsoft doing? It's like GameStop is it's the Titanic at this point. Like after the iceberg hit, it's like why? I don't get this.
How do they even have the money to accept to pay for Microsoft's Azure services? Like, Jesus Christ, GameStop is they are the Titanic. They're hemorrhaging money every quarter. They're losing money. I mean, in the hundreds of millions.
Yes.
Not like a little bit of money, like just tanking. And yet they get these partnerships. I'm like, they still get exclusives from Nintendo. Now they get Microsoft to help them with their infrastructure against Xbox. Fuck them. Just let them die already. It's like, Jesus. It's Weekend at Bernie's. Everybody's carrying this carcass around.
Right.
I know how they were able to pay for it. They remember you saw how much people they laid off?
Oh shit.
Oh, in the stores, yeah. I mean, listen, it's just throwing money in a hole. It's just at this point, like nothing is going to help them. It doesn't matter. It's like people are going all digital this gen, right? Like you guys, many of you. I think who else besides me is getting a disc version of a system?
I'm getting.
I wanted.
You're getting.
Oh, I'm getting it because I had no choice.
Yeah. No, but people are going all digital. Then who the fuck needs GameStop?
Yeah, you don't.
Need them. Like I don't even. I don't need them for toys either. I don't need them for anything. They sell toys and all sorts of tchotchkes. Like, you can buy those online. You don't need them. Nobody needs them. So it's like, what the fuck could they possibly offer you digitally or otherwise that you would buy from them?
Casuals need them.
Who needs them?
Casuals.
Okay, yeah.
Casuals, like, look, if you're an aunt or an uncle or again somebody like. Yeah, you may go to Best Buy. If you go to Target or Walmart, people, and I know this from having worked at a GameStop. I don't know if anybody else has. I'm sure somebody else here has.
Kristen works in GameStop.
A lot of the people that walk in there have no idea what they're looking for.
Yeah, but there's less and less of those places to walk into. They're hemorrhaging money and they're shutting down store after store and laying off people. So there's less of those places. But casuals can go somewhere else. You could walk into Best Buy. You could walk into Walmart,
they don't
whatever.
Know fuck about what they're talking about.
But you think the GameStop guys know what they're talking about? Most of them don't.
Should. I mean, they're supposed to.
No, they will misguide the shit out of you. I've seen that happen. Manny's seen that happen. Oh, yeah. People walk in there, they'll sell them the moon. Oh, my kid likes Pokemon. Yeah, well, I got Spectrobes over here. That's like Pokemon. Here, give this to your kid. Like,
that's kind of my point. Like, if you give people the optics of Microsoft is winning is clearly the more popular console, if you walk into a GameStop, that'll trick some people. I feel like they're trying to set a narrative here.
It doesn't because GameStop's that's why they're trying to improve their infrastructure because they can't handle shit. They couldn't do the pre-orders. Any pre-orders, like whenever Nintendo releases an Amiibo exclusive to GameStop, they always fuck it up every single time.
Their store is horrible. Like and like they can't like I've ordered like, and this is not game stuff. I've ordered just figures and shit because sometimes they're exclusive to their store, and they've just canceled it and didn't even tell you stuff like that.
Their system is so antiquated and broken. These are just toys. These aren't even fucking video games. They can't even handle that. So they have, like, to me, they have no right to exist anymore. Just fucking die and just let everybody be. You could buy toys somewhere else and you could buy all your games digitally. No one needs GameStop. I'm telling you right now, people, if you're casual, just get on your phone and go to the Apple store and just buy that shit. Don't need GameStop.
Yeah, don't give that company your money, man. Let them die like they're supposed to.
To be honest, like I wish the only thing I would hope is I wish that there was somebody else that would take that mantle. I hate the fact that GameStop is the last video game store, like chain.
Yeah.
It's the worst because it's like at least beforehand we at least had a choice. You could go to Software Etc. You could go to Funko Land. You could go to multiple different times or whatever the ones out in California are.
Ones and stuff.
Yeah, or you can go to. I mean, mom and pop ones are a little. They're starting to pop up more.
But even the GameStops were squeezing out the mom and pops, especially in New York. They would put a store on the corners to take business away from any mom and pop shops if they couldn't buy them out.
Or two
scumbag
like
shit,
the one on
man.
Steinway. Remember the one on Steinway, right next?
Yeah, exactly.
Two doors down, literally 2 doors down is a game.
Yeah, or in Midtown, there was one inside which is the Manhattan Mall, and then there was literally one outside on the street. So there was 2 GameStops that you could go to.
Yeah, their flagship one was outside.
Yeah, well,
I gotta ask you, is this
Go ahead, Brett.
because of their behavior, or do you guys actually have fonder memories of other places?
What, like EB Games and fucking Babbage's?
OG Software Etc. back in the day, they were actually good before they.
Yeah.
Wait,
and Funkoland, man,
was always fucking garbage. Funkoland, Software Etc. was always a disorganized pile of.
Not the ones we went to, man.
Not the one we did. Our Software Etc., which eventually became GameStop. That place, man, that's the place where I used to buy games after the place we trusted used to.
Yeah, that's right.
Down. They bought up electronic boutiques. Remember, there was a bunch.
Yeah, of EB. I used to go to EB. I used to go to Funkoland. That's where I got my Dreamcast.
I do agree with Funkoland, but as somebody who worked for a couple mom and pop places, like you do realize they fucked you harder than anybody, right?
Nah, man. This other place I went to, CPS Games. Me and Manny used to go there. They were legit, man. They treated us real right. Give us nice prices too. And Manny, remember that other place on Northern Boulevard in Main Street? I used to get a bunch of import shit.
Games R Us.
Games R Us. That was every. Yeah, I have nothing but good memories of mom and pop places. GameStop is the fucking worst compared to those places, man. The mom and pop places were fantastic. Every single one of them was dope back in the day. You know.
That must be best of living in New York because the ones around here were all fucking garbage.
I could imagine that, but over here they were fucking legit. You know.
You know how many ways GameStop breaks the law, like resealing games and selling them at full price, which breaks the refurbished laws.
Yeah,
they do that shit all the time. They'll even cut open new games, give them out to people, and then reseal them and sell them at full price. That's breaking the refurb laws.
So is my store.
Yeah.
Well, that's illegal.
That's illegal. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like, the mom and pop places would fleece people
in your area.
Games, and sell them as new.
Yeah, in your area, just make that clear because I never had that happen.
I never experienced that myself. Like,
did you? Because I'm like the 4 New York guys never had that issue at all. You know.
So I'm not saying, but in a localized sense that happens. But GameStop, they have a policy across the chain.
Yes,
they do that shit. They have their own plastic sealers in the store to do that shit.
Yeah,
all of them.
Shrink wrap shit in the back.
For me, it was shrink shit. Awful and more awful. It sounds like you guys had other options.
And they do other shit too.
Yeah, we did have other options. Stuff, yeah.
Like Kristen has stories for days. Instead of donating old controllers and shit you sell back if you sell back old systems, what they do, they take them into the dumpster, they cut the cords off shit, and damage the controllers and throw them out. You could donate that shit to people.
Yeah, that was my job too.
Looks like
I'm telling you, and that was my job and the jobs. Like all 3 independently owned game stores in the Tri-County area practice that shit.
Yeah. No, I'm not disbelieving. I'm just saying, we didn't have that experience.
I'm just saying, I'm not. GameStop is a horrible fucking company with no ethics, but to condemn them single-handedly for what as far as I know, was kind of, practices across the board. I know for a fact software, etc. used to cut their cords too because they found them in their dumpsters.
Yeah. All right, that's just different experiences, I guess, because we didn't have to deal with that shit that we knew of. I was never fleeced by any of the mom and poppies. GameStop did that shit. No, I didn't. But I'm just saying from the outside perspective, understand? But that's irrelevant anyway. GameStop needs to fucking die. Fuck that company. Full of shit.
Yeah, I liked going to the game stores when they actually used to take care of themselves and stuff like that. And it's sad that again, GameStop is the last one, and they're the shittiest example of it.
Yeah, they're the worst.
What happened to those redesign stores? Remember, they showed those templates of like, oh, this is what they're gonna look like. They were gonna have like some that had little couches, and you could just.
I know. I remember that. They
were trying to change. They were trying to change it into a hangout space.
Yeah, but we never saw it. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen one.
Nobody gives a fuck. That's why.
That never happened.
Well, the problem is, again, they already cut the cord on that shit too. Because remember, they would the other thing they would do is they would make sure that the demo units weren't working anymore, so that the kid wouldn't attract any kids or something like that to hang out at the store.
Man, yeah, they're full of shit. Again, I don't understand why Microsoft did this, but by the way, whatever. I don't want to talk. Fuck GameStop. Anyway, speaking about Microsoft, so okay, we all know how iOS isn't allowing xCloud and Epic Games and all this other shit. Well, Microsoft has a workaround now. They're going to be having they're going to be bringing xCloud games to iOS via the web, which is a kind of an interesting solution. So you'll be able to play Xbox games through Apple, but through the web.
It's going to be sort of like the way that GeForce Now does it. Because you can't have them in the App Store. That's the problem. Because of the policies, something like that. You can't have the.
They want money.
Because they don't want to pay Apple money.
Yeah,
exactly. Because they're not selling anything. They're like, yo, we're just like Netflix. You don't charge everybody that goes on Netflix to watch a movie.
Well, but I mean, the thing about it is that if you can buy what is it, an upgrade. Not an upgrade, but if you can buy DLC and stuff like that, you're essentially buying it through their store, an app on their store, and that's where they want to charge people money.
They never said anything about buying DLC though. They were like,
they're talking about purchases. They're not talking about services.
They're just talking about services. That's what they're talking about.
No, it's not. It's not. They're not talking about the service. The service is fine because what is it? Remote play works on there.
Well, that's what the whole thing that they were saying is like, oh, well, people can get the subscription service from there. And they're like, well, they could, but they're not buying anything individual. So I'm going to say if you download the app, right, you could say, I'm going to sign up for the $14.99. Remember, we talked about you don't need an Xbox to get Game Pass.
Yeah.
So that's what they want. They want a cut of that. So they want sub-service money. But then from what I understand, they don't charge Amazon or Netflix a cut from every time somebody signs up to do that on their app.
Yeah, just quickly. So Uncle Phil says that he believes that they'll end up on iOS eventually. On the apps and all that. They just gotta work around it. Which is again, it's just fucking weird.
Oh, that's cute.
But by the way, Uncle Phil did say that it's like we're gonna get on there some way, man. This is how they're doing it for now. So this is gonna be happening next year. I don't know when next year, but that's when it's gonna be happening.
Dude, you can't push your way onto iOS. That's the whole point of iOS.
Yeah.
Microsoft or Apple's got that shit on lockdown.
Yeah, well, this is why they're having this workaround,
Yeah. I would not be surprised if Apple closed it.
Who knows, right?
Well, I mean, a lot of companies are doing that sort of same workaround. Sony's doing it, with their store service.
Yeah, Apple would break a lot of web services if they did that. That would be a bad idea.
Same thing with Amazon Audible, the audiobooks.
Yeah, they would break all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't buy Audible books on there.
And here's the thing: if Apple decides to single out Microsoft, let's say they go, all right, we know which servers are serving this content from Microsoft, and we're just going to block those web ports from them. Microsoft can sue them for anti-competitive behavior. There's not really a winning solution for Apple. If Apple stops Microsoft from doing this, they absolutely could take them to court and force them into a situation they don't want to be in.
Yeah, shit is crazy. So we'll see what happens, man. All right, let's move on. This one is in here. Carlos, I'm gonna let you mostly take over this one, but this is some crazy ass shit with the RTX 380s and 390s. So MSI, right? You know what, Carlos? I'll let you take over this shit because you know this better than I do. But some crazy ass shit.
Yeah, I mean, apparently there's, everyone is trying to get a 3080, including myself, by the way. I've been trying to get a 3080 since it came out, and there's this subsidiary of MSI that's been, selling them in the aftermarket, and reselling them for, those inflated prices that those 3080s and I think 3090s also are going for.
Yeah.
So MSI had to release an apology because of this. It's crazy to see, but you can't even trust the people selling these freaking products anymore, because they're trying to steal the money off of you, just like all the other fucking resellers who do bots. They're no better than fucking bots.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it's the same company doing it, which is really crazy. I mean, it's a subsidiary, whatever, but it's still the same.
It's
company.
all under the same flag. Yeah, it all goes back to MSI. They own the fucking company, so it's their responsibility. But yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. Like, just like how crazy these cards are selling for, and just having a company like this, like, do the resale bullshit. It's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, and they're reselling for a lot of money too.
By the way,
just to clarify, you guys don't necessarily do you have a problem with the markups, the bots, or both?
I have a problem with both, but I'm just saying, when you have a company that you're supposed to trust, that's supposed to sell you these things, like, you can already not trust the bots for, like, that's a given. But the fucking companies selling these things, the ones that are given like inventory from the actual company, MSI creates these things. So yeah, man, it's crazy. It looks even worse than fucking bots.
No,
even though bots are fucking shit.
I absolutely agree, but I have a question people aren't gonna like. Where does supply and demand fit in all this, or does it at all?
What do you mean? Not sure if I understand.
The economics of supply and demand. The more
I know what supply and demand is, but
okay, so is it wrong, since there is more demand than there is supply, for people to charge more?
Well,
it's not the fact that they obtain them using bots, which is not fair to the people not using bots. Like, they actually stood outside.
They didn't need bots. They're the ones selling these things.
They're selling it.
Yeah, they're selling it aftermarket. That, I think there's probably laws against that.
Like, they saw the demand and decided to mark it up, right?
Yeah, it's a legality issue. It's not a moral issue.
I think I missed something here. So it's the parent company is somehow selling them aftermarket.
The subsidiary.
The subsidiary takes part of the stock and sells it on eBay for a ridiculously marked up price.
Okay.
Right, part of the fake names and stuff.
That's what I was missing. I thought we were just talking about
No, this isn't a guy just scalping, No,
well, I thought this was a story about a company scalping. I didn't realize it was a subsidiary. I missed that part. My bad.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, quick shout out to Eric Cutts, who's rating us right now with 15 of her followers. So thank you, Eric.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. By the way,
only 7 of us. We're not going to win this.
Yeah, right. Now there's 15 of us here, with the chat, so we're gonna go to war right now. But welcome everybody. By the way, shout out to Eric. I was on her show, the Backlog Podcast, episode 30. So go to her YouTube channel, Eric Cuts for the Win, the number 4, and check that out. Really good conversation, But Carlos, when you said, would you call them the cardsters or something like that?
Oh, by the way, I don't usually want to gloat about my tweets. But I felt freaking proud about this tweet, and nobody liked it, man. I'm like, come on. I called them the cartels.
The cartels. There you go.
Cartels. Okay, come on. That's good. That's
good.
That's a good one.
Don't worry, Carlos. I gave you a like, man.
Yo, man.
I'll give you a like, because I didn't see it. I've been working all day.
I'm still assimilating back into the Twitterverse. So.
Hey, there you go.
By the way, it's interesting seeing you communicate. It's like, what?
I know, right?
It's weird communicating.
That shit is crazy, man. Yo, by the way, speaking about tweets blowing up, so I literally posted an image. I didn't create this fucking image, by the way. I just got it off somewhere off that my boy K-Cube showed me. It was a shot from Demon Souls, right? The new one. The big knight and shit with the little dude, but the shield he was holding was a PlayStation 5, right?
I saw that shit.
Yeah, that shit blew the fuck up. It got like what is it, 11,000 fucking likes and shit. It's fucking crazy. You know, I was
wonder if people thought that was real.
No, a lot of people thought I created them. I didn't create the image. I made it very much. I just stole this off of somebody. I don't know who the fuck did this shit.
You stealing that shit.
I stole it, you know.
Motherfucker.
I did, but I always find it funny because, like, you know, this is gonna sound like I'm fucking boasting, but it's just the way it is. Because I get like tweets like, okay, at least 5 times a week, I will have one tweet that has like, you know, like plus 1,000 likes or whatever. And like, I've never gotten like, here's my SoundCloud, here's my blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever, you know, because everybody, dudes get like 20 likes on their shit. Oh my God, follow me here. It's like, come on, guys. Fuck out of here with that.
Brett just showed his Photoshop efforts here.
Oh, hold on. What's going on here?
On the stream.
Oh, yeah, guys, check this out. Everybody in chat, check out Brett's efforts here. This is dope. This is dope. Brett, you should tweet that shit out, you know?
I'm going to. I found a place to keep my PS5.
No, yeah, you put it in Dubai. Yo, this shit is crazy, man. Oh, God. What the hell were you been talking about? Yeah, MSI, man. Some bullshit, man. Some bullshit.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm pretty sure that has to be illegal, doesn't it?
Probably.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, they fucking apologize like real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Sorry.
Yeah, what's going on, Reggie?
Did I tell you guys my story?
Uh-oh.
What's your story?
My friend messaged me. He's like with a link, and it's like a link for this site. It's called CDW or CWD or something like that .com. It was for the 3080. I'm like, oh, so I snatched that shit mad quick. I'm like, yep, I got a copy, and I'm like, Durr. And anyways, so I'm like 3 days ago, and I didn't get charged, and then like the 4th day, I got fucking charged. I'm like, okay, so I guess it's gonna work. And then I get a fucking email. It's like, oh, this shit is back ordered. You're not gonna be able to get a copy probably till December, January.
Womp womp.
Why the fuck did they let the transaction go through?
Exactly. I'm like, what? You just expect me to fucking have $1,000 fucking charge to my credit card without even getting shit? Fuck you. So I fucking messaged them, and I'm like, yo, cancel my fucking order.
Yo, that's crazy, like, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, they canceled it, but that shit's still on my fucking credit card. It's still pending.
Damn, right with that sticky icky, man. Fuck.
I know. I was equally as disgusted as you were.
Yo, did they charge you a restocking fee for something they don't have yet? Because they could do some shady shit like that. Newegg did that to me a few times. Where it was back order and they charged me, and I was like, nah, forget it. Then I was like, all right, well, there is a restocking fee. I'm like, for what? You don't even have it. That's the whole reason why I'm canceling this shit. You know, I was like, yeah, but we still had to place the order. We could have lost. Like, come on, man. You can just post your shit on the website right now. One more in stock. Come on. I'm not doing it. Well, we'll make an exception this time. Yeah,
I hate when they say that bullshit.
Yeah, because you called them out. Yeah, it was bullshit to begin with.
Yeah, by the way, quick shout out to Mike from the original Next Level Gaming podcast. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. But yeah, what the hell was I going to say? Oh, random, since we're talking about pre-orders and all that other shit. So today, Costco, out of all places, was selling Xboxes. To their members and shit. So I linked it, right? And then people replied like, yo, Tony, thank you. I got an Xbox. Because
they people's lives better.
Yeah, I was like, yo, because they're sneaking it through the back doors. Like, who the fuck is thinking about getting a fucking Xbox from Costco? I put it. Yeah. By the way, so when I put the tweet, I'm like, yo, can I get that shit in bulk? Yo, don't talk shit about Costco, man. Because here's the thing: we don't have Costco's around here and shit, but like upstate, where my sister's from, do we have in New York? I've never seen a Costco in my life.
Next to Queen Center.
Really, I've never seen one in my life.
In places that you don't usually go.
Oh, that's probably right. Anyway, so my sister, when she comes from upstate, she brings me these giant fucking hot dogs from Costco. I'm like, damn, it's like a 3-foot hot dog and shit. Crazy. But yeah, Costco's selling Xboxes, man. So if you're a member of Costco's, do it up.
Yeah, you can order them online.
My TV at Costco.
Yeah, you could buy them in bulk, 50 Xboxes for $5. Anyway, what's up, Adam?
They sell fucking vending machines, and I wanted to get. They had one. They look like the old Coca-Cola ones, those old Coke ones where you put like a nickel and shit, but you could fit beer bottles in it. So I want to put a bunch of beer and have one in the office. I might still get one.
I haven't seen them sell like the arcades like you have at them. Not like the one up, but like the other.
No,
like
they have
knockoffs.
Yeah, that's but there's also there's another brand. There's a multi-cade one.
Yeah, they'll have them there. Yeah,
Legend Ultimate Cade. Yeah. At games one. Yeah, $500.
Shit, if I saw an Xbox there, I'd probably get it.
Yeah. Well, I learned something. I thought Costco was like Walmart. Walmart is not allowed in this city at all.
There's only like one Walmart, and that's in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
and it's real trash.
It's shitty.
Well,
Tony, I just had my first trip to Costco. You will be blown away.
Really? Well,
it's just kind of like a giant warehouse full of everything.
Everything.
I could not, for the life of me, discern any reason or order to the way that things were laid out. It's just like, hey, here's 10 packs of pillows, and here's a bike, like a bicycle, and here's a giant cardboard box full of Cheez-Its.
Sounds like my kind of store.
Dude, yeah, but I can only imagine trying to get in there and find where they put the fucking Xbox. That place is huge.
You're right.
No, a lot of times Microsoft will pay for placement in the front. Nintendo used to pay for that. Like as you walk in the Costco, that shit was there.
Now Costco's they situated between the hot dogs and the guns. That's where you get it.
yeah, pretty much.
Like, oh shit, yeah, I'm hungry and I want an AK-47 and an Xbox. Let's go.
They don't sell AKs at places like that.
Don't they sell guns there like Walmart?
They do sell guns, but don't sell AKs.
Not at Costco though.
What was hold on, Random? What was the gun that Arnold won in the first Terminator? He tells the guy from Gremlins like, "I want a plasma gun." He's like, "I don't sell that shit. Whatever I have in the bag, buddy." It's like, oh man, you know what I'm talking about, right? That's it's like that's the guy from Gremlins, man.
Yeah, that guy's like an anime character actor. He's been in a lot of stuff.
It was like whatever you see it behind me, pal. Oh man, all right, let's move on. Where the fuck are we? Oh yeah, some close it out with some PlayStation news, man. Circle back around. All right, so PlayStation Store is having weird updates that actually are removing features, man. So check this out. I'm reading this from Wario64 on Twitter. So PSN Web Store is reportedly getting updated starting October 19th for the web and October 29th for mobile. It will no longer allow users to buy PS3, PSP, PS Vita content, as well as apps, themes, and avatars. You'll also buy them. You'll have to buy them from the device instead. And they're also closing down. There's something else, but they're also shutting it down too. Wish list. They're getting away wish lists.
Which I wish they would implement wish lists on both the consoles and the thing.
They're getting rid of them.
Their wish list never worked.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why they're removing because it was kind of garbage.
I had a bunch of things on my wish list, and whenever they showed up or on sale, it never popped up.
Wow.
That one, the shit pops up instantly. Like if it goes live right now, something on my list, bing, bing, it's like, oh, an item's on your wish list is on sale.
Well, Steam's works, yeah.
Yeah, the Steam is awesome. That one definitely works. They'll open up the app and do everything.
Can I use GOG for a wish list?
I think GOG may have. Yeah, GOG may have.
Yes, GOG does have a wish list. It works really well. They'll send you the emails whenever it's on sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I just point out to Riku-san, because I know that he is listening. You know how I said that Sony just half-asses shit? Wish list, half-assed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about this? Them removing the ability to buy all these games. Like now, if you want to buy a PS3 game, you got to go turn on your PS3, dust that shit off. To
be honest, why would it makes sense because I mean, what the PlayStation 3 is 10 years old now?
No, it's more than that.
It's more than 10 years old now. So they're continuing to support
14.
They're continuing to support old stuff. When Microsoft has kind of already moved on. Granted, they have the ecosystem that connects it.
Well, you can still buy stuff on. You can still buy 360 games from Microsoft's website. You can still do that. But as long as they keep those stores up, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
their stores will still be kept up.
I don't want to hear.
Open. They're just not. They're just not gonna. They're not gonna. I mean, here's the thing. What are their numbers on PlayStation Vita, PlayStation PS, and PlayStation 3 at this point in time? I don't know if it's like crazy anymore. So it makes sense that they kind of just, you know what? Let's just. turn on your old PlayStation Portable and do it. You know. Can you still? Here's the question though: can you still buy PlayStation Vita and PlayStation Portable games on the PlayStation Store on the PlayStation 3?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah,
I don't know. So kind of interesting if you're still, what happened, Brett?
I don't even know if you can log into PSN on some of those older ones.
Oh yeah, you can.
You can. Yeah,
on the Vita.
Yeah, on Vita you can. Vita you can.
Yeah, the Vita you can. The PlayStation 3. I mean, I still use PlayStation 3 to play DVDs and stuff on Blueys. So, yeah.
I swore that they had stopped supporting them, and I didn't know if that meant like updates.
Yeah, no.
Fire.
I'm pretty sure
okay.
I'm pretty sure PSP can still do it too.
And they're still rolling out updates for them. By the way.
Yeah, they're still like. The Vita still has constant updates.
Yeah, because they're trying to fight everything. I know they zapped one of my shits.
Piracy.
Adam, they got your shit, man.
They got my shit. My RetroArch stopped working. What the fuck? It just auto update. And I thought I turned that shit off.
Oh well, they got you, man.
That hurts.
Like
that hurts, Adam.
Now I just gotta wait. I gotta wait.
Oh man. All right. And the last thing, we actually got an update to trophy leveling on PlayStation, which is actually kind of cool.
Up.
So yeah, basically, if you were like level 12, for example, you got bumped up to in the low 200s and shit. Now let's have some fun. What did you guys get leveled up to? If you
now I got to look. See,
I think let me look.
I'll look myself because I tweeted it earlier. But basically, they just have a new leveling systems. What I think is happening is they just want people who are lower level to feel like they progress faster.
They also looks like they evened out a little bit.
They did even it out, yeah.
How much of the trophies were, because we really didn't know how much they would get you. And I remember at least platinum trophies, they didn't do much when you to your level when you got them.
No, they didn't. Now platinum trophies actually give you more. According to this thing. So for me, I'll go first. I wish I could screen share this shit.
Well, you can pull it up on here. Well, no, you would have to pull the website over.
Yeah, I can't do that. So I was originally level 31 at 20%, right? Progress. And now I am 428 at 51% progress. And the rest of my trophies stay the same, total 70, 79, 13, 70 platinums, 379 gold, and all that other shit. But yeah, the main thing is I went from 31 to 428.
We're looking at the stars, right?
Yeah, look at the stars. Yeah. But yeah, all your other trophies, all that stays the same. It's just the numbering of the values of those trophies went up, so your overall level goes up. And I believe the cap is 99 now. 999.
999.
Yeah.
So what was yours? You said
mine went from 31 to 428.
28. 319.
319 is yours. What was it before?
I don't remember. I mean, I don't. Maybe 18.
Yeah.
19.
319 is pretty damn good, Adam, for you having a PlayStation for that long.
Yeah. Well, he plays a lot of games.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Manny.
So for me, I was at level 20.
Yeah.
And I was at 88%. Because I was really close to getting to 21. And then I got bumped up to 335.
Nice. What's the percentage?
I have 39 platinum trophies, 207 gold trophies, 667 silver, and 2,759.
Flexing.
You have 39 platinums?
Yep.
I have 30.
Yeah, for all you motherfuckers that think he doesn't play games,
Yeah, I play games. I mean, granted, I get the platinum. I finish them all the way through. Maybe unlike you, some of you motherfuckers.
That'd be me right there.
Not finishing your games, at least.
Yeah.
Dang, I stop when I stop having fun.
Yeah,
I'm still having fun. So,
Brett, what do you got, man? What's yours now?
244.
244. Very nice.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was before, but yeah, I have 0 platinums. As I told Tony earlier, I just hate busy work too much to get a platinum.
Don't worry, this is one hard game, but you can get through it quick. It's called My Name Is.
No, don't play that fucking bullshit. Pussy plaid, bro.
You can multitask. You can do a tattoo while you just press only one finger. I think.
Nah, don't disgrace yourself, man.
Don't do it.
Yo,
do it.
by the way, Fergus says that Riku probably went straight to 999.
Right.
Oh,
Did he tell you?
No,
we didn't see it.
We didn't see it because it's being rolled out slowly. I don't even know if he got it yet. I'll check him out.
It was kind of weird because like Tony got his.
Yeah.
You know, he got recalculated.
Your boy.
Mine recalculated at about 1 a.m. And
I
then
was playing,
I
was playing Mafia when it happened. Mid game, a message popped up with like, "Oh, accept." I was like, "What the hell is?" I thought something happened. Like,
I didn't get a message with me. I just went to my trophy because when I went to my trophies, when I opened it up, everything was normal. Then I went to my trophies and it started syncing. Then after the sync, automatically updated. You know. Let's see who's next.
wait, question.
Why is it?
Yeah, did they fix the issue that whenever you get a trophy, you still have to go into the trophy section and have it sync? Can it auto sync now? Like
I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah.
That sucks.
By the way, that's something for later. I'm gonna bring up. Carlos, what you got, man?
He said, oh, go ahead.
No. Carlos is going. It's Carlos's turn.
Did he say? I thought he said it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I used to be a 12, aka full-time PS gamer. And now I'm 203, I think, something around there.
Oh shit.
I mean, you know, I'm kind of like Brett. I don't go for platinums as much. Well, actually at all. But yeah.
You know, by the way, Riku is 519 now at 94%. So my man went up, you know.
Yep. It's funny. It's funny because like I didn't know that the level 99 or level 100 was actually the choke point until I saw that dude from whatever country he was who essentially has the world record for the most amount of trophies.
He went up to 999 automatically.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, what about Big Mike?
Big Mike, yeah. Oh shit, let's check out Big. But the thing he doesn't really get platinums like that, you know. But we'll check. Anyway, Chris, what you got, man?
I think I was 17 before, so now I'm 308 with 13 platinums. Yeah, it says overall I have 2,949 trophies. I'm looking at the Vita, by the way.
Nice.
On there.
There
So
you
I'm just
go.
checking.
This is a shock, Adam. I got Big Mike destroyed, man. He's 263. Come on, Mike. I thought you were a gamer, man. He spends all that time on PlayStation. He only has 4 platinums. Like, bro, you spent 8,000. Yeah, I'm like, you spent 8,000 hours on PlayStation. I'm not even exaggerating that number. A year.
I think he just leaves it on.
I think he does. Yeah.
Let me look at all day. All day's got to be up there. Then.
Brian, what you got, bro?
Okay, I went from level 18 at 9% up to level 310 at 65%. And I just realized that I actually have one more platinum trophy than Manny does.
Really? You got 40?
Yeah, I got 40.
Nice.
No.
Yeah, I thought Manny had more than me. Like, okay, cool.
No,
Tony,
I mean the last few years have been, just a little slow. I think this year alone I got 3 platinum trophies, but last year it was a little bit lighter than that. It was like all my gaming sort of moved to early this year almost.
Yo, Manny, get another platinum so you and Brian could be even, you know?
Oh, there's no point. Like, I'm going to platinum like 4 games this year. Yeah, I know. It's October.
All days
4
at
games.
294.
You guys got to step it up, man.
I think, let's see. The next thing I'm playing is, I guess, Black Sad, because I want to play that. And I don't know why. I could go back to Shadow of the Colossus. So I mean, I have a lot of things that I could go back to.
Oh, I actually have like a schedule.
Oh,
next to the schedule is going to be Day of the Tentacle, followed by the other one that he did.
Full Throttle.
No, not that one.
The one with the alien guy, the space.
Grim Fandango. Yeah.
Yes, Grim Fandango.
Play it on tank mode. You have to play it on tank mode throughout the whole game.
Oh yeah.
That's the trophy you can miss. You have to put tank mode on.
Yeah, you got to play through it. You got to play through the game in tank mode.
That's one of my.
But what was it? Those games are actually really they're really not that difficult to get the platinum trophies in, and those they're pretty lightweight.
I know.
I don't think I did Day of the Tentacle. I'm not sure if I even have it, or do I?
I did. I got Day of the Tentacle.
Maybe I did get Day of the Tentacle. I can't remember.
I didn't get the Throttle one. I didn't bother with that one.
Full Throttle, yeah. I played that years ago on PC. I have to play it again.
I really like that game, Full Throttle.
Yeah, it's good. I like the music in it.
By the way, they said at a later date, because right now all of us just have a star, right, for our level. They're gonna actually have new icons depending on what range you're at. You know, so there's 3. Okay, so because right now we have bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, and each of those is gonna have a specific thing. So basically, if you're level 999, you get your icon is the platinum. You know, so let's see. For me, I guess when the icons go up, I'm gonna have silver, the second silver icon. That's where I'm going to be at, and rest of you, not what was it, Bread, Carlos, and Adam. What was yours? You're not in 200s, are you?
I'm 319.
Oh, 319. So you would have the first one, Adam, the first silver. Chris, you have that one too, I believe, and Brian as well, I believe. Bread and Brian would have the last bronze one, which is yeah.
What 335? Where would that be? That'd be in
335. You would be the first silver.
Okay, it'd be the first silver.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and Riku would be the last silver, the third silver, because there's 3 per each. Bronze, silver, and gold have 3 different icons, right? Platinum only has 1. That's pretty cool. And this is not for PlayStation 4, but the PlayStation 5 is finally going to have trophy tracking. Finally, Xbox has had that shit forever,
Oh, yeah. You got to do like...
Adam and I are going to go nuts when that comes, boy,
We're going to see those happen in real time. You can see it coming up. It's like, got to get those headshots, 50 headshots with a certain...
That's it. You see the fucking progress. Oh, give me that shit,
Yeah, I wish they had it. Yeah. And they rolled that back into PS4. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what if you put a PS4 game in the PS5? Will it do that?
Oh,
it's set on supported games, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? If they're using the same type of system that Microsoft has, then those games already have it built in to support it. So it should work.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see about that.
See about that.
We will see about that. All right, so that's gonna start doing it for us. So a couple things. Again, remember we have a contest. People are giving away a free next gen console. So if you want a chance to win, head over to our Twitter at Throwdown Show. In the pinned tweet, there's gonna be a question. Reply, and we're gonna gather everybody's names. And on October 22nd, live here on Throwdown, episode 307 at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna select somebody at random and give you guys a free console after they launch. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. A lot of replies we're getting to, a lot of good answers. I think the question is like, what's the feature you want most from next gen? So getting some good responses. It's helping the channel grow, which is always really dope. So yeah, you have 2 weeks, people. 2 weeks. So make sure you check that out, man. Manny, have anything to plug, sir? By the way, was that from Wawa, man?
Oh no, it's Dunkin'.
Oh, Dunkin', okay.
Iced coffee. There's a Dunkin' not far from me. But yeah, the usual stuff, go pick up Excellence. It's out right now. We're working on issue 10, still working on issue 10. Got some stuff coming from DC. I'm working on some stuff for DC right now.
Yeah.
Got some stuff from Marvel. We got Marvel Voices, that a reprint of Marvel Voices that's coming out really soon, that me and Kari did the cover for. It was a whole new cover. Then we got Hellstorm, which is recently is like an alternate cover for one of the books. Pretty cool. And then we have some other stuff coming from DC. So we're all over the place, like savoir faire. We're everywhere.
Okay, Adam.
By the way,
yeah, what's up?
Yeah, email land.
Yeah, I unfortunately can't do that on mine because it's going to be backwards, but whatever.
Did we fix it?
No, we weren't able to do it. Adam, man, what you got, brother?
So right there. So see, there's a little image here that I am Negan. We have
mad small.
Yeah, I don't know why I made it so small, but it did it small. So we're doing another show for tomorrow. That's for Fear the Walking Dead season 6, episode 1. We're doing our breakdown and review of that, so that's cool. Getting into that. Just want to thank everybody that viewed. We got a shitload of views. Really surprising.
Yeah, man.
We got a lot of views and a lot of subs, and I want to thank everybody. If
I was on it, so
yeah. Carlos is
yeah. That's what I'm getting there. Carlos is on there. He's gonna be on this one.
Carlos, you're a regular on that one.
He's a regular on it.
Nice, good shit.
He's in the intro, man. He's in the intro. If you're in the intro, you're in the regular. When I cut you from the intro, then that's it. They're out.
Nice.
I am Negan.
Yeah,
I am
we got,
Negan.
we got Dana and we got Rich.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I am Negan.
I am Negan.
Exactly. I love his part. He's like, I with the dramatic part. I am Negan.
Rich, I love Rich. We got to get him back on the show, man.
Yeah. So check that out. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's on iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff, YouTube. I am Negan.
Nice. As for myself, this one's gonna be a weird plug because I can't tell you what I have for you guys, man. All I gotta say is not only watch my Twitter at RomuDeath, right? Watch the Throwdown YouTube. We're gonna have something for you. All I'm gonna say is we're gonna have stuff for you, not the usual shit. We got some stuff for you. All I can say is next gen shit. Stay tuned for that. And I also got some write-ups coming for PC Mag. I got a lot of shit coming this week, but for you Throwdown guys specifically, watch out. There's going to be a lot of cool shit on the channel, and we'll be able to talk about that when it pops up, So that's going to do it for us here on the Throwdown Show, and I'm talking very slowly as I fill timeout. Here we go. All right. So follow us on Twitch and Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and join our Discord. It's always popping in Discord. We're always getting new people in there. Frankie B, man. Frankie B, make them into paragraphs, bro. Don't just do one line at a time, man. You're killing me right now. Find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're on Amazon. We're everywhere, man. And you could also visit throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes and also find all those wonderful podcast apps we were telling you about. And you can find descriptions for all that good stuff links for all that in the description below. So once again, our show is Tony Polanco. And tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Safe weekend, people.
Brett Murdoch.
See you, party people.
And Brian Manjoma.
I just realized that the price of the 2 terabyte SSD for the PS5 costs more than Xbox Series S.
Yes, it's true. It's very true. Crazy, man. All right, people. We will see you on the Sunday show later.
Later, guys.
Deuces.
Deuces.